probably 3 days before the exam that I switched towards taking the practice tests and basically going over the solutions of the one I failed. I was basically watching the videos and trying to solve them. I've not taken the GRE before this. This was my first time taking the exam. It was, I believe, 4 weeks ago. On paper, I studied for a month, but in the actual sense, it was more like a week, which in hindsight, I shouldn't have done. I was quite busy with school, so it was quite hard combining a master's degree and trying to study for the GRE. It was quite challenging. I scored a 302. I did not expect to score that low because I was looking, the school I was trying to apply for requiring a 325. So it's actually planned that I'll still be using Magoosh to write the exam next month. So it was probably 3 days before the exam that I switched towards taking the practice tests and basically going over the solutions of the one I failed. I was basically watching the videos and trying to solve them before that. I guess it's the fact that the lessons sometimes become like it's a chore. And so you're watching the videos, but you're not 100% in sync. And so you're just trying to see how many videos can I cover in a 30 minutes study time. And you come to realize that you're doing more of watching videos of someone solving the questions as compared to actually solving them yourself. The time commitment of the practice test also means that I have to commit to finishing that particular test. But sometimes when watching videos, you pause halfway, go do something else, come back. So there's a lot less room for distractions when you're doing the practice test, regardless of the fact that you know it's a practice test. You want to be able to measure or quantify how much you've improved from the last practice test. Sure. It's surprising because I feel I learned a lot more on the test day in terms of my studies because I was trying to catch up on on the test day I took a practice test, if I'm not mistaken, and I came to realize there was a particular topic I hadn't gone as in-depth into. Then I think there was something around standard deviation and variance, which I had forgotten from high school. So I did take time to study on that particular day. And then at some point I was just looking forward to going to the test center to write the exam. I think something that was quite surprising was the fact that I somewhat had an expectation that the quality of the texts would be the same with the GRE, not in terms of like the substance of the text, but actually the fidelity. I would say ability to take notes was useful, but I found out about it quite late. And I also struggled somewhat with finding out how to get my notes, but it was also something I found out last minute, like a day to test on how to sort that out. I could see the benefits of the notes-taking feature for each question, but it was something I came to discover quite late. Another thing I would say that was of benefit was the fact that there were structured study plans, although I didn't stick to it in the shortest of time. Currently, my plan is from next week, Monday, I would be earmarking 5 hours a day studying for the GRE because I kind of have been able to ease off my schedule, take some time off work, and I'll be able to commit much longer to a more productive study schedule. So it would be 5 hours, which would comprise of 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, and that is to take 2 full tests every day. I'm trying to, because I'm applying for MBAs, and I'm realizing that they have specific scores for the quants. I remember talking to an admission officer and he was mentioning 168 was the average for the quants, and then they didn't care about verbal. And I got 149 for the quants. And in the practice tests, surprisingly, I was getting a lot higher on the maths and a lot lower on the verbal section. But then during the exam, I don't know, he switched and it was much lower for the quant. So it's basically like, since I have time now, I'll only be doing probably 8 hours of schoolwork because I only have one course left for the semester. I would try to cram as much as I can into a month's period and basically provide at least 5 hours. I would mention having a structured approach. I was very haphazard with my method and it's told in my results. Being structured in itself is not the way to success, but also being consistent. The reminders, I understand that if they were overly frequent would have resulted in, let's say, a spam. Some people, I think if I had the opportunity to be able to select how frequently I wanted them, it would have helped. But I would say, speaking to like my colleagues who are actually planning on writing the GRE, to set a habit of taking the practice tests probably once a day or once a week leading up to the exam, and then using that as a guide for the videos to watch. I think something that also might have been helpful is if the questions I failed in the practice tests had like at the end showing me the results, suggested videos that were tying up to the categories of questions that I failed. That is based on the topic.